All right, so today I want to talk about a few things. The first thing I want to talk about is a trend I kind of see nowadays of fake people showing fake virtue. So everyone has like these things they're doing these days as they're trying to make themselves seem like a really good person. And they're kind of like playing this part, they're doing anything they can to be like, I'm not racist. I can't wear that. Like, I can't wear the Halloween costume. I can't do that. Why? How could I can't laugh at that joke. I don't know if you guys have seen that video of like the white guy who wears like a mariachi suit, and he asks a bunch of white people. He's like, "Do you guys think this is offensive?" And they're like, "No, bro." Like, I mean, they're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yeah. How could you wear that? Like, do you not care about Hispanic people?" I didn't care. I looked at the video. I don't care. I'm not even Mexican, but I'm gonna say I don't care. And then he went to like a bunch of, he went to like a Latin community, and they were like, "I don't care either, bro. Like, I don't know where like, what." They were like, good, I have actual things I'm worried about. And if you can kind of compare these things, of like from the past of social activists, there's like two different brands. In the past, it was like MLK and Gandhi doing these like amazing things to gain notoriety for their causes. Now it's like I see a cause and I see that I could get some attention, maybe some Instagram likes, or maybe some like, some money from like getting behind this cause, or some social points from getting behind this cause. And it's just like, bro, like everyone can tell you're not doing this from a genuine place. It's like when people are so adamant about an issue, they're so for something or against something, and they have no idea what they're talking about. It seems like the people with the strongest opinions on something have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. For instance, I don't know much about the Ukraine-Russia thing. I don't speak much about it. I don't even think I honestly feel like even the people that are giving us the information, they probably don't even know everything that's going on over there. But you know who has a strong opinion? Ukrainians aside. If you're from Ukraine, I get it. But you know who has the strongest opinion? People who have no idea. People who are like, if I gave them a map and said, "Point me to me where Ukraine is," they'd be like, they would literally look at me like I'm crazy. But they're like, no, 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 no. If you don't have that flag in your yard, or you don't like post on Instagram, like you're a monster. You don't think we should send billions of dollars to Ukraine? You're evil. You're evil, and I don't know how you exist. Whatever. Here's another kind of thing. Why are the meanest people from high school or from work, whatever it may be, the meanest people you knew when you were young, now the loudest social activists? Now they're like, oh, I think this and I think that. Well, don't even say that. And then when they were in high school, they were genuinely like mean people. I wasn't a saint. I wasn't Mr. Nice Guy, but I also wasn't like mean, like just like hate in your heart mean. Like I remember some of these people. I'm like, nah, bro, like you're not a good like you. And everyone knows. Everyone kind of remembers who they. Everyone has someone they're thinking of when I say something like that. Everyone knew someone that was genuinely mean in high school, and then they came out, and now they're like, don't even make that joke. Like, do you know who that joke offends? Like, get fucked, bro. Well, I don't care who that joke offends. It's a joke. You think I mean that? Like, do you think when I mean everything I say when I'm like messing around with my friends, when I'm like pushing them? That'd be like if you're like, playing, like, I guess you're play fighting or whatever when you're young. Does that mean I really want to fight to the death? No, you idiot. Or if I'm like, oh, I'm starving. Does that mean I'm literally like, I feel like this is like first grade, like basic etiquette. I don't need to explain sarcasm or hyperbole unless you're a moron, or unless I'm actually with some pretty like offensive people. Then they'll be like, yeah, that's true. And I'm like, all right, I feel like I was just kidding. But you. So here's the thing. This leaves me with a question. Are these mean people from high school, did they get virtuous overnight? Or do they just want attention and they can't get it anymore? I don't know, because I feel like if you took a graph of people that peaked in high school and people that are like super woke now, I have a feeling like a lot of those would overlap. A lot of those would be like, oh, so you're probably one of them. Either way, if you take a graph of people, if you take a chart of people that peaked in high school, I bet they're like more towards this people. And if you take these people, I would 100% assume they peaked in high school. You know why? Because actual selfless people, they're usually pretty quiet about things they're doing. They're usually not like, oh, I really have to let everyone know I'm volunteering. I remember one time I met someone who was literally like, I've been volunteering for like the last 2 years. And I had no idea. They weren't going around telling everybody. They weren't going around like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing. They were literally just like being genuinely good people. And she didn't even want to talk about it too much. She was like, no, it's just something I do, you know, like, and I was like, I don't know. It made me surprised in this generation. I'm just like, ah, that's crazy. Like, and like every now and then I do meet people like that. That they just like, yeah, I was a candy striper at a hospital for like a few years. I'm like, really? You just worked for free? I'm like, maybe I'm a bad person, but I don't know. That's like, I've done it like a couple times, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm out there like for real, like for years. No, I have never done that. I've never done something like that for years. But anyway, these kind of people that have these fake virtues out, you think it's just annoying, and it is annoying. You are annoying. You know who you are. You are annoying. You're not fooling anybody. But anyway, it can also get dangerous. It can also become actual damaging to society. If you see someone like Sam Bankman-Fried, okay, so this guy he was like 28, 29. He was a billionaire, you know, and he basically made his money by stealing, mostly. But anyway, he originally made his money by being a crypto guy. He was like, everyone store your crypto with me. I'll charge you a little fee for keeping your crypto, right? And then like everyone stored it with him. Yeah. So he would be like, you know, I don't believe in, you know, I believe in climate change. I don't do this because of my carbon emissions. I'm a vegan, so I do the like least amount of damage on the planet. He was like, I only drive Toyota Corollas because I don't need anything else. Why would I need anything else? Okay, so he's saying all this stuff. He was like, he said he was going to donate like $1 billion. That's what he said. He said he was going to give away $1 billion. Listen to how ironic this is. He was saying all that up until the point he got caught stealing $8 billion. Yeah, he got caught stealing $8 billion. I don't know if you understand how much that is. It's an insane amount of money. He spent it on jets. He just donated to the Democratic Party. He spent it on a mansion. Like, he spent it on food. He spent like 50 grand a week. It was some insane number on food. And it's so funny to me that he was saying all these things. And I think he got what he deserved, though. He got a lot of jail, and then his girlfriend sold him out. I just thought this was funny. I don't care what anyone thinks. His girlfriend comes out, and she starts like kind of spilling the beans a little bit. You know, they were living with like 10 people, and she was kind of giving like a day-to-day on how they spend their time. So this is one of her tweets from when she was living in the Bahamas with her relationships. You'll see soon. She goes, nothing like regular amphetamine use to make you appreciate how dumb a lot of normal non-medicated experience is. I don't know if you guys have had friends that do drugs, but this is exactly how they talk. Everyone's had a friend who likes to get high or drunk a little too much. They're like, you know what, like, I just feel better. Like, it just makes me feel better. Like, I feel good. Like, I'm more productive. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, yeah, I guess, you know. I mean, if mushrooms do that to you, or if weed does that to you, you're good, more power to you. But she's talking about, like, meth, bro. Like, come on. You know? And then she spills even more of the beans, per se. Again, they were living with 10 people. A report comes out that basically says all 10 are or used to be paired up in a romantic relationship with each other. And you think like, oh, maybe they just dated one at a time. No. She doubled down. She wrote in Tumblr, when I first started my foray into poly, which is, I guess, their like arrangement with all 10 of them, I thought of it as a radical break from my traditional past. I'm not going to bore you with the rest, but like that should tell you enough. So basically, Sam Bankman-Fried was doing drugs, playing video games, and getting laid with like whoever he could. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a lot of Gen Z right now. That everyone knows a guy or a girl who all they do is like waste their time, video games, whatever, pretend that they're going to do like all these great things, and then just honestly all they do is try to get laid with whoever they can get laid with. This is literally like, this is the billionaire version of the guy that was like, I'm going to do all these things, but then he's just playing like, I don't know, some dumb video game and then just getting laid. But at least that guy who's doing that, he's not pretending to be this great altruistic person. He's not like, I'm going to end world hunger as soon as I finish this 2K game. He doesn't say that, you know. But like this guy was like, I'm going to do all these things. I only earn so I can give away more money. Like, get fucked, bro. Who's believing you? The fact that people, I mean, maybe I'm saying this because it happened, you know, and I didn't know about it until after, but I took one look at him. I'll put a picture up. I took one look at him and I was like, you're hiding something, bro. You look like a geek, bro. And you look like a geek with a lot of money that doesn't want to spend any money. No, that's a lie. Everyone wants a little bit of money. There was this guy that I think he did like ChatGPT, OpenAI, that company. He basically did ChatGPT. He was like, I don't care about money. Bro, this guy got caught in like a $4 million car. They just caught it like and took a picture of him. They're like, bro, why are you lying? Like, you want money, bro. What are you talking about? Why is everyone acting like money's like this, like, it's like hot potato. It's like, no, I don't want it, but I'll keep a lot of it. You know? Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was really funny. His girlfriend ended up testifying against him and gave him like 20, like I think he got like 24 years and she got 24 months, something around that. She saved herself a lot of jail by testifying against him. She sold him out. I think that's hilarious. Because if you go on the other end of the spectrum, from like one crooked billionaire to another, El Chapo's wife, when she got interviewed by the police and he got caught, he got caught with like a lot of stuff. And everyone knew he was like the biggest drug dealer ever. So basically like everyone knew it. And El Chapo's wife was like, no, I thought he was a chef. Like, he doesn't own that restaurant. Like, I could have sworn that's how he made all his money, huh? And she was like, She was like, you're telling me? Like, I can't believe he did that. Like, she knew, bro. But she stood by her man. Now, the difference is Sam Bankman-Fried's girl. No one knew up until that point that he was like the most crooked guy ever. She sold out the gang. She sold him out. She literally couldn't give a fuck. She was like, whatever, like, can I get even less time if I tell even more on him? I think she said that. She was like, it was so funny, bro. She just completely, that is so funny to me. But my main point is, like, when you take someone like Sam Bankman-Fried, this guy's repressing everything he wants to do. I bet if this guy got a couple Ferraris, a girlfriend, you know, an open, whatever, maybe like a couple girlfriends, I guess if he's into the poly thing, and just didn't lie about wanting to save the planet, I don't think he would have stolen everyone's money. He probably would have stolen like $100 million instead of $8 billion. You know, he probably would have gotten away with it and maybe even helped people by keeping most of their money safe. But no, he tried to be this great guy and he lost everything. You know how many people, you probably know someone that lost money in FTX. That's how many people lost money. And I see that and I can feel it. I'm like, and I know other people can feel it too. Though I'm like, there's something you don't trust about that guy. There's something like, I feel it, you know? And here's the remedy to the solution, the remedy to the problem, in my opinion. I think you just have to be open with your flaws. You know, you take a guy, you know, I brought up El Chapo. Let me bring up another famous, like, Latin guy. Take Bad Bunny, for example. This guy, he's the #1 Latin artist on the planet. And all he sings about is how he's like a womanizer, he likes drugs, he likes, you know, all degeneracy. He's like super into it, you know? He's doing his thing. But no one hates him for that. He's like partying, he's having a good time. He's a good-looking guy, you know, he just gets with chicks, whatever. Here's the funniest part about Bad Bunny. This guy wrote a huge album, just dropped, whatever. In his album, he writes on how much he misses his ex-girlfriend. You know, I'm employed, so I don't know their names. But I know, like, they were from, like, 10 years ago or something. There was two from, like, 10 and 5 years ago, I think. So, he was basically writing about one of them. Everyone's, like, because the lyrics were, like, I should have kissed you more when I had the chance. But it was, like, everyone's, like, is it that girl or that one from 2012 or 2017? Some shit like that. But you know who no one thinks it's about? His most recent ex-girlfriend. What's her name? Kendall Jenner. No one thinks it's about her. No one. And so the thing is, Bad Bunny was probably dating Kendall Jenner and just writing down. He was probably writing that lyric, I should have kissed you more when I had the chance. And then going to dinner with Kendall Jenner. Which means Bad Bunny is pretty relatable for a guy. He literally dated a girl and couldn't stop thinking about his ex. That's actually, and that's relatable for men and women. There's a reason he has both fans. Everyone at least knows someone that's done that. That's like gone out with somebody and they couldn't stop thinking about it. I've run the studies. I know most people have at least known someone that's done that. But he's not shy about it. He's not hiding it. I think he had an album that was literally talking about this chick, like, when he met Kendall Jenner. He literally had an album that said, like, I think it was like, don't fall in love with me, I'm going to break your heart, but in Spanish. When he met Kendall Jenner. You know, like, he wasn't hiding who he was. He was like, I am this guy. If you fall in love with me, like, I'm going to break your heart. And there's something of, like, an anti-hero kind of vibe you get from that. You kind of, like, respect it. Like, respect it. You know, you kind of see these things and you're not that taken aback. And you can almost have that with anything. I'll give you another example. This was personal. I was a waiter. I am a waiter for a couple restaurants. I won't say where this happened, but I was working. It was really hot out. And I got this really old guy. He was probably like in his 80s. And his son, who's probably like in his 50s, maybe 40s. And I'm serving them. And, you know, I'm like doing my thing. And like the older gentleman is being very, very rude to me. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, he's probably just grumpy. And then he said something. I don't remember what it was, but here's why I know it's racist. I'm not one of these people who like says that. His son took me to the side and was like, I'm sorry, he's from an older time, like blah, 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 all this stuff. I just looked at him and I was like, bro, it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, just tip me well and we're good, bro. Like, you don't have to tip me something crazy. Just tip me 20%, we're chill. Bro, that guy's from, like, he was born in the 1950s. Like, number one, most people, if you're racist and you're from the 1940s, 1950s, okay, like, you know, I not that I get it, but, like, yeah, I expect that. Like, why wouldn't I expect, like, what am I going to let an 80-year-old man hurt my feelings? Like, I'm not a child. And then on some level, I kind of respected it because he said it to my face. I don't remember what he said. He was just like, it wasn't nothing crazy either. It wasn't like he said something insane. I think he was just like, I don't even want to try to guess what he said. But it wasn't that crazy. He just kind of, I think he just misspoke and said something like a little, like, I think he said something about Spanish. I don't remember. But, yeah, I kind of respect it. He said it right to my face. He wasn't, like, hiding behind it. Whereas, here's the thing with the SBF thing. This is the reason why I brought up this guy. A lot of these people who have the facade in front of them, the I'm not racist shield behind them, they have that because they're actually racist. You know, I went to school, like, with a lot of Caucasian people. And a lot of them made, like, racial jokes. But they were jokes. Like, they would make messed up jokes to everybody, to white people, to other races, whatever. It didn't really matter. But they're still cool. I was still cool with them. I would say racial stuff to them, too. Everyone, here's the thing. Everyone did it. Everyone did it. I was friends with a bunch of different people, too. Like, everyone made fun of everyone for everything that was about them. We were kids. Like, we were kidding. There was probably, like, 1 in 10 of those guys that, like, low-key meant it. But, like, how do you sort that out? What am I going to punish this? Imagine me assuming every white guy is racist because this white guy said some racist stuff. That's literally racist. Like, if you overthink things, you just end up being crazy. So, anyway, I really think that these people have this shield up, this, like, you know, you can never call me racist because they actually have something to hide. I almost feel like if the more you are against it, like if you have like the flag and you're doing this and it's because you're like you're probably part of some like KKK shit. In my opinion, I'm like, you probably have some skeletons in the closet, bro, because you see it over and over and over again. You know, people will be like, I do this, I do that, I'm the man, and then just like 50 allegations come out. It's like insane. I'm like, bro, like you're really, really not a nice guy or a woman, you know, like you're mean. Look at Ellen. Ellen was like the bravado for this. She was like, I am nice to people. It costs nothing to be nice to people. And then everyone was like, no, she's the meanest person I've ever met. Ellen is a perfect example of, you know, she was famous, she was rich, she had the #1 show, she was a minority when she came out because of her sexual orientation, and she just treated everyone terribly. This wasn't like one person that came out and was like, no, you're really mean. It was like, everyone was like, no, she was mean to me since I started to the day I finished. And then she was like, oh, everyone expected me to be so nice and like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, because you said you were like, it costs nothing to keep being nice to people. That's why people said that. Like, it doesn't cost nothing. It's hard to be in a good mood all the time. It is hard. You know, I don't claim to be in a good mood all the time, but I'm not mean. I don't think I'm mean. I can say that. I'm not like mean to anybody. I try to be as respectful as possible at the most I can be. That's what I do. I don't sit here. No one should be like, oh, like, you know, you can't do that. You know when you really see it. I think I'll link this story because I don't want to like. I mean, no one's watching this. I don't care. There was this guy that was doing like a Zoom meeting. He was like talking to like a reporter or whatever on CNN or some MSNBC. One of those like, you know, those type of networks, you know, whether you like them or you hate them, those type of networks. And this guy was literally I'm trying to say this without being grotesque. He was pleasuring himself while he was on Zoom, but he would speak in the most professional, prophetic way. He'd be like, I think Senator whatever is like the most inhumane, whatever. He talked like that. He was literally like pleasuring himself, you know, while he was talking to like a female reporter. Like, bro, you are like, see that, this is why you can't trust these people that act like that. Like, that's not genuine. Like, why can't you just say like, bro, that, like, not talk, I don't know, I guess bad, but why can't you just be like, look, this guy, he's sick to his stomach, like blah 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 blah. You can say stuff like that, but he's like, oh well, his rhetoric is fascistic. His rhetoric is spoken of the age we're living in of a divide. Like, no one talks like that, bro. No one talks like that. Unless you're Jordan Peterson, no one speaks like that. So, and when you get caught with your hand in your pants, literally, you look even worse. You look like a sick guy. And you are a sick guy. And I don't think it's unrelated to you trying to keep up this facade of being the perfect person. If you just let some of your flaws come out, you wouldn't need to repress it. And then it comes out 100 times worse. Like, you're like, you have a bad thought. You're like, maybe I should tell this person, maybe I should stand up to this person and be actually confrontational. No, I don't want to be seen as aggressive. I don't want to be seen as aggressive. And then you just punch him in the face. Like, no, you should have just said something. You don't need to go that crazy. Anyway, that's my rant of the day. Hope you guys are having a good one. Listen to Bad Bunny's album.
This video is intended for entertainment and satirical purposes only. The content shared in this video represents personal opinions and humors and is not meant to be taken as professional advice or guidance. This channel and its creators are not affiliated with any professional or educational institution. Viewer discretion is advised, and any resemblance to real events or persons is purely coincidental.